Hey guys, it's Jeff from Patriot Training Center. Today I'm going to do a quick little review of a pretty awesome little gun right here. This is the Walther PDP F 4-inch version right here. What Walther has done is they've took their PDP series, which has been a pretty successful gun and is a really good gun, and they've made some changes to it with the female shooter in mind. But before I go any further with that, let me just say, do not let the PDP F fool you. Men can shoot this gun also. So what they've done, a couple of things here, is number one, they've reduced the circumference of the grip. So it may be hard to see on video, but it's really easy to tell in person when you've got the gun with you that this grip right here is very small and slender compared to most double stack 9mm in this category. So for comparison's sake, this PDP-F is in the same class as a Glock 19. 4-inch barrel, 15 round magazine capacity, that compact size right there. And that reduced circumference of the grip makes it very easy to get a really good purchase on this gun. When I say purchase, I mean a really good high and tight grip, a really good master grip that fits really well in the hand. And as you can see right there, this reduced grip circumference makes it, again, really easy to get that good grip. So if you got smaller hands, shorter fingers, this is a really big advantage for you. A couple other things they've done to this gun is they've reduced the trigger reach. So I can tell just by looking at this that this trigger sits further back than most guns in this class, well, any gun that I'm really aware of. And what that does, with shorter fingers and smaller hands, sometimes it's really hard to get our finger placed on the trigger where we want it to be. Because ideally we want that pad of that trigger finger to overlay right there on top of that trigger. And we don't want our trigger finger to touch the frame of the gun. So what that does is really allows you to get that nice gap there in your trigger finger while still being able to properly place your finger on the trigger and press that trigger straight back to the rear while you're firing, so you won't disturb those sights and have misses. So great features right there with this gun. The other really cool feature about this is reduced slide force is what Walther calls it. This gun is extremely easy to rack. So Smith & Wesson came out with a Smith & Wesson EZ a few years back, and the real selling point on it was how easy it was to rack the slide. Walther's done something very similar with the PDP F Series right here that they again call reduced slide force. And not sure about the technology in there that's behind that, but as you see, just with two fingers, that is really, really easy to rack that slide. So that's an issue for some shooters, is being able to actually insert a magazine, run the slide back, and chamber that round. And it is simple with this gun. It is really smooth, really nice. So that is not just a marketing ploy. This reduced grip circumference, this reduced trigger reach, and this reduced slide racking force is real, and it is really applicable. We've put a lot of rounds through this gun. They also have a 3.5-inch version. We put a lot of rounds through one of those also. We own this gun, so it functions. So it's a Walther. Walther does not have maybe the respect that it should when you think about other brands like Glock and Smith & Wesson and HK and so on and so forth. But let me tell you, Walthers are extremely durable guns. They're extremely reliable guns, and they're extremely accurate guns. So if you're in the market for a compact size pistol with a double stack magazine with 15 rounds of 9mm, and you're looking for that smaller reduced grip and that easier trigger reach and the ability to rack that slide very easily, this gun should be on your list to look at and possibly take a look at purchasing, because it is going to do a good job for you. You can't talk about a Walther without talking about the ergonomics and the trigger. So just like any other Walther, this gun is very ergonomic and it feels really good in the hand, and it points extremely well. And Walther triggers are fantastic. So we have an unloaded firearm, and this trigger, they call it the performance duty trigger, has just the right amount of take up, and you meet that wall, and it's a nice, smooth, crisp break to the rear. And when the gun resets and you let the trigger back out, it's a very positive reset. It makes a nice little click, you know you're there. Very little take up in that slack again, and right back at the wall, and you're ready to fire. Very nice. Another great feature Walther did with the PDP series is they made their sights, their iron sights, they made them compatible with Glock sights. So any Glock sight system that'll fit a Glock 19, Glock 17, so on and so forth, will also fit this Walther PDP. So there's plenty of aftermarket support when it comes to sights. Obviously these guns are optic ready from the factory. We have a Trijicon SRO mounted on this PDP-F, and if we want to, we can buy any kind of sights that fit a Glock or the Walther PDP. They're interchangeable to change those out and make them how we want them. So again, if you're in the market for that compact pistol and these features are something that might be interesting to you, a really good gun to check out and take a look at. Again, reliable, durable, and it shoots extremely well. It's got a great trigger. Walthers, they make really, really good pistols. So take a look at this if you're interested. Again, it's the Walther PDP F. This is the 4-inch version. It also comes in a 3.5. Great little gun.